All right, third grade, today we're painting our Vincent van Gogh Starry Night, and we're painting that swirly scene in the sky that Vincent van Gogh is famous for. He's famous for creating that movement within his painting. So we've got, you know, 3 different shades of blue here in our paint palette. You can start off with whatever color you want. I usually start off with the darkest color first. So I'm just gonna dip and touch to the side because I don't want a ton of paint on my brush. And remember, I picked one of the skinniest brushes I could find. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna create some lines around, okay? Now, if there's something in my landscape, I want to try to avoid that. So I don't want to try to go through. I actually just want to go around it, okay? So I'm just going to go around things like that. And however you do it is fine. Like, there's not a right way or a wrong way to do this. So it's not like you have to swirl in a certain direction or anything like that. We doing okay? Okay, so I've got some swirls in dark blue. Now, if I feel like I need to go over them a little bit to make them darker, then do that. Okay, next step. I'm gonna rinse my paintbrush out in the water. Remember, I filled my cup up just halfway. Then your paper towel is handy in case you need to just kind of dry your brush off a little bit. Careful not to get it on your paper. I'm gonna go to the light blue next. And basically what I'm doing with my next color is I'm just kind of following my dark blue, either on the outside or the inside of it. Now notice I'm not necessarily going in a complete line. This light blue barely shows up on my light blue paper, but if you have black paper or a different colored paper, it's gonna show up a little bit better. So maybe, like, sometimes I'm on the outside of that line, but then sometimes I switch to the other side because I don't wanna run into other things. Sometimes you can go right on top and the color is just going to kind of mix together. So kind of whatever your heart desires here with this. The only thing is we want to avoid getting any paint on your stars or on your landscape. I'm also going to take this light blue and kind of go around some of my other stars with just some shorter lines. This is just a personal preference, so however you want to do it. Okay. Next I'm going to go to the white, and I'm basically going to do the same thing with white now that I did with the light blue. So I've rinsed out my paintbrush, drying it off on my paper towel, so that way I don't water down my paint. By this time, usually a lot of my darker paint is almost dry, my dark blue, so I don't really have to worry about the white mixing with the dark blue. Oops, I accidentally dipped in light blue. Okay, so that's basically what you're doing today. Just adding some movement, lines, so they can be dotted lines, curvy lines mostly, not very many straight or zigzag, mostly curvy and swirly lines, but they don't have to be complete full lines, they can be short or long.